Progress check number 2, ratio and proportion for GCSE high learners. Since this progress check is about direct and inverse proportion, I will go quickly through an explanation to show the difference between them two and use some clues to help you remember the formulae. So starting with direct proportion. Direct proportion is the one that you use when you have one thing increasing and the other increasing too. So an example would include the number of eggs you'd need when you make a cake. So we'll write the ratio first. If, for example, we need 2 eggs to make 1 cake, so the ratio is 2 to 1, then to make 2 cakes, we're going to need 4. To make 3 cakes, we're going to need 6. To make 4, we're going to need 8 cakes, and so on. So if you look at the numbers closely, how did we make 2? Or what do you do to 1 to get 2? What do you multiply it by? And that is 2. So 2 is equal to 2 times 1. 4 is equal to 2 times 2. 6, 2 times 3. 8, 2 times 4. 2 is a constant value that is not changing because that's actually the number of eggs you're going to need for each cake. So despite the number of cakes changing, and so the number of eggs that you're going to need, 2 is not changing, as you can see. So that is a constant value, a value that is not changing. And K, I think, stands for constant, and we'll denote that 2 with a K. So Y is equal to K times X. And since we using letters, there is no need to put a multiplication sign, so I'm going to rewrite this as Y is equal to KX, and I'll use the red color for a constant value. So I'll put these in a triangle as well. So would have Y at the top because that's typically the answer, that's typically the large number, and then we multiply K by X. By remembering this formula, we can write it using a triangle as well, however we wish it to be. And the way to show this graphically would be like this. Let's say we have the number of cakes here, which is X, and we have the number of eggs on the y-axis. So for 1 cake, we'll need 2 eggs. For 2 cakes, we would need 4 eggs, and so on. For 0 cakes, we'll need 0 eggs. Moving on to inverse proportion, taking the example of 5 people, it takes them 1 day to paint a house. So that's the number of people and the number of days. So 5 people, 1 day. Now when it comes to 10 people, will it take them 2 days? No, it will actually take them half the number of days. So that's going to be 0.5. 20 people, it's going to take them a quarter of a day. So now looking at the numbers, is the same thing happening here as it happened in direct proportion? Do we have a constant value in the middle? No. So 5 times 1 equals 5. 10 times 0.5 equals 5. 20 times 0.25 equals 5. So that constant value is 5 now, and it's not a number you multiply by the x to get y, but something else happens. So if we denote these values in this column, so the number of people with y and the number of days by x, then we've got to express y in terms of x using the constant value. Do we say y is equal k times x? No, that's not the case, but it is k divided by x. So we've got y equals k divided by x. For direct proportion, it was y equals k times x. Now it's y equals k divided by x. So the order is not changing, is the operation. Y equals kx. Now we've got y equals k over x, or k divided by x. So we'll try and show this in a triangle as well. So as you can see, we multiplied y and x to give us the k value, the constant. So if we try and show this using a graph, maybe number of people here and number of days, either way, then for 1 day, to do it over 1 day, 5 people are needed. And to do this over half a day, then we're going to need 10 people. To do this over a quarter of a day, we're going to need 20 people, so many more. But to do this over 2 days, we're going to need only 2.5. Of course, we can't say half a person, but just to show here on the graph, we can then get over 5 days, 1 person, and so on. So you can see the shape of the graph, which means if one of the values increases, the other one decreases. Question number 1. Y is directly proportional to x. When x is equal to 500, y is equal to 10. Calculate the value of y when x is equal to 350. So we know that y is directly proportional to x. So we're going to write the formula for it. So y equals to kx. And we know then when x is equal to 500, y is equal to 10. So 10 is equal to k times 500, or 500k. So I'm going to place them in the triangle. We're multiplying 500 and k to give us 10. So to find k, we're going to divide 10 by 500. So simplify this further, we get 1 over 50. So k is 1 over 50. So we can rewrite
the formula as y is equal to 1 over 50 times x. So now to calculate the value of y when x is equal to 350. So I can write this as 350 over 1, which means I have got 350 times 1 over 50. By simplifying this, we get 7. So the value of y when x is equal to 350 is 7. Now in the second question, we've got d is proportional to s squared. D is equal to 900 when s is equal to 20. So we'll write d is equal to k s squared. We've got d being equal to 900 when s is equal to 20. So s is 20. We've got to work out s squared. So 900 is equal to k times 400. So k is equal to 900 divided by 400. So that's 9 over 4. Now we can rewrite this as d is equal to 9 over 4 s squared. D is equal to 9 over 4 times 25 squared, which is 1406.25. Question number 3. M is directly proportional to L cubed. When L is equal to 2, M is equal to 160. Find the value of M when L is equal to 3. So we've got direct proportion again. So we could write this as M is equal to K L cubed. So when M is 160, L is equal to 2. So 160 is equal to K times 8 or 8K. So K itself will be equal to 160 divided by 8. And simplifying this, we get 20. So K is 20. So we can rewrite the formula as M is equal to 20 L cubed. Now when L is equal to 3, what is the value of M? 20 times 3 cubed. So we'll write this as 20 times 27. So M is equal to 540. In question number 4, we've got P is inversely proportional to V. So we can have P is equal to K over V, not K times V. When V is equal to 8, P is equal to 6. So 6 equals K over 8. So I can use a triangle to help here as well. So what is being multiplied is P and V to get K. So K is equal to P times V, which is 6 times 8. That gives us 48. Now we can rewrite this as P is equal to 48 over V. We've got to work out P when V is equal to 2. Which is 24. In question number 5, we've got the time t seconds for a hot sphere to cool is proportional to the square root of the surface area A given in squared meters of the sphere. When A is equal to 100, t is equal to 30. So we can write the formula for this. So we've got t being proportional to the square root of area, square root of A. So I can write now that 30, because that's t, is equal to k times square root of 100. So this is the same as 30 is equal to k times 10, or 10k. So 30 is equal to 3 times 10, or k is equal to 3 in other words. So I can rewrite the formula as t is equal to 3 times square root of a. Now we need to find the value of t when a is equal to 60. So t is equal to 3 the square root of 60, and what we get is 23.237, and so on. It continues. We've got to write this correct to 3 significant figures. So the 3 significant figures would be 2, 3, 2, the digits with the highest value. So t is equal to 23.2 because 3 here is lower than 5. So I'm going to write 23.2. In question number 6, we've got x is directly proportional to y. So x is equal to ky. When x is equal to 21, then y is equal to 3 times 3. So k must be equal to 21 over 3, which is equal to 7. So we've got to express x in terms of y. So plug in the value of k in, we can write x is equal to 7y. So x is equal to 7y. Question number 7. A is inversely proportional to B. So I can write this as A is equal to K over B. So we follow the order where it says A is inversely proportional, then we've got A equals K over B. When A is equal to 12, then B is equal to 4. 4. Find a formula for A in terms of B. So in terms of K first, K is equal to 12 times 4, which is 48. So I can write A is equal to 48 over B. In question number 8, we've got the variables u and v are in inverse proportion to one another. So we can write u is equal to k over v. When u is equal to 3, then v is equal to 8. K over 8. So k is equal to 3 times 8, which is 24. Find the value of u when v is equal to 12. So u is equal to 24 over 12, which is equal to 2. Question number 9. P is directly proportional to the square of q. So we can write this as P is equal to k times q squared. P is equal to 75 when q is equal to 5. 75 is equal to k times 25. So k is 75 over 25, which gives us 3. So P is equal to 3 times q squared. Work out the value of P when q is equal to 7. So P is equal to 3 times 7 squared. So P is 3 times 49. So P must be 147. Y is directly proportional to x squared. So y is equal to kx squared. When x is equal to 3, y is equal to 36. So 36 is equal to k times 3 squared. So 36 is equal to k times 9, or 9k. So k must be 36 over 9, which gives us 4. Now we've got to express y in terms of x, which means just plugging in the value of 4 for k. So y is equal to 4x squared. And I'll do it this way for the electronic version, which is the same as 4x squared.